but I'm going to tell you now about James W. Nixon II and what happened after his father died. When his father died, he had quite a large estate. Now, he had 3 wives and, probably 10 or 12 children. And but he had accumulated quite a bit of property, and so. But the problem was that this property in St. George, it was only valued at about $1 an acre. So it really, there wasn't a whole lot of value to the estate. And so James W. Nixon the second, being the oldest son, felt a real responsibility to try to help with keeping the family together and helping his mother with the family. So he took a job with a man in a mining camp not too far out of St. George, and they had these big brick ovens still exist today, where they would make charcoal in order to manufacture the minerals that they brought into this mining camp. But J.W. Nixon the second had lived in an LDS environment, and there wasn't a lot of foul language and bad actions take place around him. And so I think he was an Italian. I shouldn't say that, but he just didn't care to work for him because he used such bad language. So he took on another job of carrying the ore from the mining camp down to the Colorado River, which is by oxen, which is quite a long trip. And he didn't do that for too long, because the man that he was working for got a contract with the government to carry the pony mail. Now, this was not the Pony Express. This was called the pony mail. And remember that J.W. Nixon II was only about 16 years old when this took place, 16, 17 years old. And he would take a mule at St. Thomas and go all the way down to just this side of Kingman, Arizona, at Mineral Springs. And they'd also, on the way, cross the Colorado River to some really very raucous mining camps there. And so he lived in and experienced a lot of the environment that was of the world, and so he didn't do the pony mail for too long. But he had some interesting experiences. He carried a 6-gun in order to protect himself. Imagine 16 years old, and going across that desert, there were some I'm trying to think of the word I want. People of not ill repute. That's not the word I want. But anyway, it wasn't the most desirable job, so he stopped that, and then he had the opportunity to teach school, and in Emery County, and he did such a good job. They told him that they would pay his way at the University of Deseret. Now, the University of Deseret eventually became the University of Utah. And so he attended the University of Deseret for 2 years. If you go to his history that we've illustrated, why there are pictures of his teachers and also of the buildings of the University of Deseret at the time that he attended. And then in 1888, this is another interesting thing, is that he married his sweetheart Effie Woolley, who they had been sweethearts since they were just young children. And in 1888, he took her on this honeymoon, imagine a wagon, from St. George to Huntington, Utah. And I don't think Effie really was that enthralled when she arrived in Huntington because it was pretty barren country. But she adjusted, and he built a home, and he did a well-to-do farmer there in Huntington, and also a shopkeeper.